What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Lake Julian Disc Golf Course. It is finally windy enough for me to pull these discs out and see which one of these should be the one we are looking at. This is the Overstable 9-speed slot, basically the Firebird slot. This is the TSA Omen, an ethos plastic. Essentially, it's Proton Firebird. It's amazing. This is the Captain's Raptor, modified Raptor, Overstable. This is in the new Z Swirl plastic. Also amazing. And no, we're not going to start off with a forehand. We are going to start off with a backhand. Just rip it out there and see where we can get. Captain's Raptor versus the Omen. Good and overstable. Now for the Captain's Raptor. Also good and overstable. Got the Omen on a little bit more anhyzer of a release than I did the cap wrap. So we'll go see where those finished. I'll let you know. I think we might throw it forehand on the next tee. All right. Because of the anhyzer, this one did push a little bit further. Based off of a rim size, I think that the Captain's Raptor might be a tiny bit wider than the Omen is. The Omen is on the smaller side for a 9-speed, but it still does count as a 9-speed. This is just kind of medium to large size of 9-speed. Anyways, go ahead and rip out a flex forehand here. It's a headwind, right? Yeah, it's a headwind. So I don't need to push these on too aggressive of an angle, but I do want to swing them. I do want them to sweep. So Omen is first, and then the Captain's Raptor. It's about perfect. A bit higher. I will say that it's probably a me thing right now, but if it continues happening, at least I pointed it out, the Captain's Raptor has come out higher than the Omen on both throws. I don't know if that's because more intentional anhyzer, more intense anhyzer, maybe it's something about the shape of the rim, but it has come out higher 2 times in a row. And normally one throw is just, but if you do it twice, maybe there's a pattern. So we're going to keep throwing. We're going to keep our eye out on release angles. How high up in the air is it going? So I am going to try to go for the backhand flex line. Oh, by the way, Omen did go further. It's gone further both times. And now I'm wondering if it's because of the release angle. If it's coming out lower, more driven, therefore flying further than catching a lot of air, especially with it being as windy as it is today. Probably why the Omen so far is 2-0. Yeah, flex backhand here. Want to pull it from left to right. So essentially go to the left of the power pole, try to bring it to the right, and then crash back left. A little bit of a headwind on this hole. Omen still has the box. That's the right shot. I think this hole is, from this placement, is too short to get it close to the basket, but that's the right shot. That's closer to the basket. honestly, the Captain's Raptor might possibly be more overstable. And on the next tee pad, I want to show you why I think that. But we're going to give it to the Cap Rap here. Captain's Raptor with his first point. So what we're looking at here is old version of way to make something stable versus new way to make something overstable. This one, the Omen, has pretty generic shaped wing. It's an all-round, it's a Firebird shape. That's what the Omen is. The Captain's Raptor is the same thing, but it has something that the Firebird has that the Omen doesn't have, and that is the little nose bead. I talked about it in all the Eagle videos. The Eagle X videos has that nose bead. See my nails catching on it? Versus here, just straight off. That makes the edge a tiny bit more blunt, but what the Captain's Raptor does is it takes the plastic that would have been just going out to make the edge more blunt, like the Omen, and they made it a slightly wider, slightly sharper. Being a slightly sharper, slightly faster disc, it's going to slow down quicker, and it's a little bit less shallow, meaning it doesn't glide as much. Or it's a little bit shallower, meaning it doesn't glide quite as much as the Omen. Both of these are really good. Both of these are great wind finders. Which one do I need? We're gonna throw a flex forehand and let's see what happens. That is safe across the creek. Man, that one, the Omen rose on me. Interesting. Now, I do know with my forehand, nose angles can be a little bit contradictory and whatnot. But with the backhand, I think if I just understand it's a tiny bit shallower, have to grip onto it a tiny bit more, shot's going to come out where I want it to be. I just have to remember that because I've been throwing the Omen for a month. How is this hole a tailwind? I don't know. Anyways, we have a tailwind, so we're going to use this hole as kind of our distance control. See if we can drop it right underneath the bucket. It's about 380. So this disc I wouldn't really reach for a 380 shot unless it's extremely downhill or there's a pretty good tailwind. And we have both today, so I'm going to try to throw these flat-ish and let's see where they dump at. While this one made it across the creek and this one did not, this one was still closer and they were both safe. So unfortunately for the Captain's Raptor, the Omen now has 3 points. Oh, that is not right enough. That was so early. So early. I need to be releasing here, not there. I think that one's parked. That is now 3-2. Captain's Raptor has the box. This is a really good matchup, and these two discs seem very... These two discs both seem very... What's the right word? Similar? Compatible? Well, compatible? I don't know if that's the right word. They can both do the same thing, and I feel confidence with both. I've thrown Captain's Raptors in the past, and I'm absolutely loving the Omen. So which one do I actually need? Which one do I actually need to commit to? That's what I'm still trying to figure out. All right, Captain's Raptor, 2 points. Omen, Ethos Omen with 3 points. Let's go backhand flex. Why not? What came out of it, for sure. And then it hit a root. That's 3 of 3. We gotta find more holes. Road's right there. Let's go ahead and play the road hole. All right, this is probably stupid, but I'm gonna throw at the trees, and these discs shouldn't go in. Captain's Raptor has the box. We're gonna be on a forehand though, so. Oh no! Ah, that's in the street. And that one's cool. So I flexed one, I threw one on hyzer and air bounced it. I don't know what's going on anymore, but theoretically speaking, if the Captain's Raptor is OB, the Omen has a better shot. So 4 of 3. I still am unsure because the Omen has 3 points from forehand shots, 1 point from a backhand, and I'm predominantly backhand, but I also do understand and realize that this is the slot, this is the type of disc that I don't really throw backhand very much. It's pretty much reserved almost entirely for forehands. So do I go for the more confidence from the forehand disc that's won all the points? Or, I mean, I have a forehand ace with that specific Captain's Raptor, so I'm not sure. This is tough. This is really tough. Throwing into the teeth of the headwind yet again. Backhand flex. Omen has the box this time, and it is up 1. Let's see what happens after this. Whew. That was an ace run. At least it looked like it. Now, if we can get the Captain's Raptor to do the same thing, this might be fun. I do think the Captain's Raptor is a tiny bit more stable, but I've been having so much fun with the Omen. I think the Omen is the right stability for me at this current point in time. I think I'm going to keep the Captain's Raptor. Yeah, I'm going to keep the Captain's Raptor because, well, I think Omen is going to win out in this specific battle. Captain's Raptor could be a really good fallback that I know I already have a lot of confidence with that specific disc, and it flies almost the same, tiny bit more overstable. So I think Omen stays in. Captain's Raptor on the back burner. Let's go throw the last tee shots of the day. So we are going thought space Omen still. I think what really sold me out was I can throw all the shots with both. I am better at throwing a backhand flex shot with the Omen than I am with the Captain's Raptor. And while the Captain's Raptor might be a little bit more stable and dump out faster, I can make the Omen work. It's sometimes difficult for me to get the Captain's Raptor onto Anheuser on a backhand. So, Omen it is. Captain's Raptor is great, but just a tiny bit too shallow. Backhand flex here. That's perfectly placed. Yeah, I got it on Anheuser, but for me to get it on Anheuser, to really get it on Anheuser, I do feel like I kind of have to yank it a little bit. And it pulls my release point off ever so slightly, but ever so slightly at 350 means a lot more than ever so slightly from putter range. Hopefully you guys enjoy content like this. If so, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff, make sure to comment all of that down below. Please make sure to subscribe. Helps you guys out with your subscriber only giveaways. Definitely helps me out as well. And I know that it does cost a little bit, but if you were to join the memberships, I do have a free monthly giveaway disc every month for all the members. So check that out as well. Until next time, see you out on the course.